What's up guys, this is the Epic Gamer Boy here, and today we're going to be doing a full device collection video of September 2023, and this is going to be kind of a long one because my collection video has been growing a lot since I made my last one, and yeah, but this time I might have to do a lot of editing because I have so many devices and they may not fit this entire table. So after I've done a row of these ones, I'm gonna like cut the video and then just bring the next row of devices out. So without further ado, let's get started. So first up, I have an iPod Nano 3rd Gen. It works, but it has a loaded battery. It only works when it's on the charger. And yeah, it's a really cool device. But I really like this one because it has some music on it. Whoopsies. Okay, there. I really like it because it has some nice music on it. But yeah, I mean, it is in beat up condition, but it works if it's on the charger. So that's that. Okay, next up we have is an iPod Touch 1st Gen here. Oh, this one's on. But yeah, it works. I got a lot of apps on here. I actually got like a lot recently from like a friend that I bought off of Macari, and yeah, but they're mostly like iPod Touch 1st through 4th Gen and an iPhone 3G and 3GS, but with like apps on it because the iOS 2 through 6 App Store no longer works. But yeah, this one fully works. And here we have another iPod Touch 1st Gen. That one's over. This one here is like in really good condition. This one here also works. It's jailbroken as well, but the back is like completely scratched off. But it works. Next up, we have an iPod Touch 2nd Gen. This one's 8 GB. Works fully good with no issues. Here we have another 2nd Gen 8 GB. Oh, this one's on. It works fully good with no issues. Yeah. Next up, we have another iPod Touch 2nd Gen. This one is 32 GB. This one's actually in like really good condition. Like it's not as scratched as my other two. But yeah, it fully works. Next up, we have a iPod Touch 4th Gen 32 GB white. Works fully good with no issues. Here, next up we have another iPod Touch 4th Gen. It works. I don't know why, but the home button on this feels a bit hard to press when it's, yeah, but it works fully. This one's actually on because I got it recently. And here we have another iPod Touch 4th Gen. This one's 16 GB. Except this one has some dead pixels, but it doesn't really affect the iPod itself. But yeah, it works. Okay, next up we have an iPhone 3G. 16 GB wide. Works fully good with no issues. Actually, this thing has a bad mute switch, but besides that, it works fine. Next up, we have the 3GS. This thing has a bad power button, and when it's turned off, you need to like either use the home button or plug it into a charger to get it to turn on. Here we have, next up we have another 3GS. This one here works fully good with no issues. Here we have another 3GS. This is one of my mint condition 3GS I ever have. Like a lot of my other ones kind of have like chipped off back, but this one doesn't. This one's in literal mint. Alright, next up we have another 3GS. This one is a little bit beat up. But it works. Okay, next up we have an iPhone 4. This one's kind of taken apart because it needs a back cover and a battery. I mean, I had a battery on here, but the battery kind of got beat up, so I just then so I just printed it out again. Next up we have is another iPhone 4. This one here is CDMA 16GB. Oh, by the way, I'm recording my iPhone XR. By the way, my black 128GB, and the battery health is 87 on it. Next up, you have is a GSM iPhone 4. 16GB, works fully good. Here we have is an iPhone 4S. 32GB, black, works good. Here we have is a GSM Y iPhone 4. This one's only 8GB, works fully good with no issues. I mean, I still kind of keep them around because I still have like some apps and stuff, and they're cool. So yeah. Next up, we have is a 4S. 16GB, white, works fully good with no issues. Next up, we have is a iPhone 4 CDMA. Okay, so this one's okay, 8GB. Here we have is another iPhone 4. This one's also GSM 8. Wait, no, this one's CDMA. This one's also CDMA. That's a 4S. That's a GSM 4. Sorry, I got them mixed a little bit. So this one's actually in like really good condition. So I kind of put it in like a case. I know. It's nice. Yeah. Hold on a second. Next up we have is an iPhone 5, 16GB white, works fully good with no issues. It's in this nice OtterBox case. Next up we have is a black iPhone 5, 16GB, works fully good, slate black. No issues. Next up we have is a iPhone 5C, 32GB pink. Works fully good with no issues. Next up we have the yellow 5C, also works fully good with no issues. Here we have a blue 5C, works fully good with no issues. 32GB, and I have a white 5C, 32GB as well. A lot of my 5Cs are like 32GB. Yeah, but they all work good. Next up, you have is a iPhone 5S Gold, 16GB. Works fully good with no issues. Besides, the battery's a little bit bad on this. Next up, you have is an iPhone SE First Gen Rose Gold, 64GB. Also, I don't want to turn all the phones on to like show like the what version they're on, since I don't really collect like rare devices. I just basically just collect regular devices and trying to collect all colors for devices as I possibly can and stuff, so they're all on their latest version. So, and when I say about the battery health, you have to like you're gonna have to like believe my words, because sometimes when I turn devices on that hasn't been turned on in ages, like they do kind of go crazy, and I don't want that to happen. So yeah. So yeah, this is an iPhone SE First Gen 64GB Rose Gold. Battery health is 83. Works fully good. Next up, you have is another 5S. This one here is 16GB silver. It's in this nice Tech 21 case. I had it for, I think like some of these I had for over a year, but some of them I had like for a while. This one works fully good with no issues. Here we have another 5S, space gray this time. I think this one here, wait, this one here is 16GB. 16GB. Some of my 5Ss do have bad batteries. Here we have a space gray 5S, 32GB. These two are 32GB. This one here is actually 64GB because I got it on Macari. Yeah, it has this nice spec case. I really like it. Next up, we have is an iPhone SE first gen. 64GB silver, battery health 83. Next up, we have an iPod Touch 5th gen, 64GB pink. Works fully good with no issues. And here we have it an iPod Touch 6th gen, 32GB blue. Works fully good with no issues as well. And over here we have it an iPod Touch 7, 32GB gold. Works fully good with no issues. Alright, over here we have an iPhone 6, 64GB space gray, battery health 82. Here we have is another iPhone 6 silver, 64GB. This one I found in the Target bin and has like a small crack down here, but it doesn't really affect you or anything. Battery health on here is 95. This iPhone 6 over here actually has a really good battery. But it fully works. Next up, we have the iPhone 6 Plus, 128GB silver. It works really good. The only problem is the mute switch doesn't work, but I might get it somewhere fixed in the future. Next up, we have an iPhone 6s, 64GB space gray. Now this one's actually special because I got this from one of my close friends, the Great Gamer, and it has been through a lot with me. But now it fully works, but the battery health is 74. Next up, we have another 6S. This one here is rose gold, 64GB. Battery health is 78. Works fully good with no issues. Here we have the 6S Plus, 64GB gold. Fully works with no issues. Battery health 100. I forgot to wait, the battery health for this one is 76, so 74, 78. Yeah. Here we have another 6S Plus. This one here is 64GB space gray. Works fully good with no issues. Battery health is 78. 78 for this one because I had it for so long. Well, not for exact, but not for a very long time, but just like about a year or something. Okay, also, like I said, you guys have to believe my word for battery health on these as well, cause for the ones that, cause some of these I haven't turned them on in like ages, and I don't want them to like showing my information stuff when it's like asking me for stuff. So yeah. Here we have another 6S Plus. This one here is silver 64GB. Battery health on this one's 100. Here we have red. We have the iPhone 7 red, product red, 128GB. Battery health is 100. I got this for really cheap. Saying it has like has issues, but it actually fully works besides being stuck on the setup screen, but I don't really think it's a baseband issue. But yeah, it fully works. Here we have another iPhone 7 black, 128GB. Battery health is also 100. Battery health is also 100 and it fully works good. Next up we have an iPhone 7 Plus red, 256GB. It works fully good with no issues. Battery health is 89. Here we have an iPhone 8 gold, 256GB. Works fully good with no issues. I actually had this since like the summer of 2021. But yeah, the battery health is 78 on this now. I think other than that, it works really good. Here we have another iPhone 8 silver, 64GB. Works fully good with no issues. Here we have is another iPhone 8, 256GB, space gray. Works fully good with no issues. Oh, the battery health for this one is 97. Battery health for this one is still 100, but it's an aftermarket battery for this one since it still kind of dies a little faster. Here we have it an iPhone 8 Plus. This one here is actually MDM bypass, but it does fully work. And then we have another 8 Plus here. This one is 256GB gold. This one here is actually my main 8 Plus that I use because I had like a 256GB one for a long time, but that one broke last year that my friend fixed for me. I kind of feel bad for that one, but for now, but I guess it's nice to have like another 8 Plus at 256GB. Over here, next up, we have is an iPhone XR 128GB Coral. Hold on, I forgot to go through the battery health for the 8 Plus. So this one's 82 and 83 for this one. So this phone's actually special because this phone is my sister's old phone, because her phone was having a bit of issues, so she gave it to me, and I gave her my 12 mini. And yeah, battery health for this one is 83. I thought it's gonna be below 80, but surprisingly it's 83, even though this phone has been used so much. Next up, we have an iPhone 11 60. Wait, it works really good. I mean, it has a cracked back, but it doesn't really cut you that much. Plus I always kind of stick into like a case. Here we have is an iPhone 11 64GB black. Works fully good with no issues. Battery health is 94. Yeah. And then, hold on, I forgot one more phone. Hang on. This one here, my 11 Pro. Works fully good. 64GB space gray. Battery health is 76. Actually, I can show you the battery health for this one, but as you can see, it's like 76. Alright, so next up we have is my main phone, my iPhone 12. I almost showed something personal there, but okay, but yeah. This device works fully good. This is my main phone, and the battery health for this one, I don't want to show too much stuff since I use it a lot. Okay, it's 100. But yeah, it fully works with no issues, 256GB. And here we have two iPhone SE second gens, red and black. The battery health for this one's 92, and the battery health for this one is 81. The battery on this one is actually getting worse than this one. This one I had it since like 2020. Since like late 2021, but I also traded this to my friend and he traded it to me back. So yeah. Okay guys, so we're not moving on to my Android devices. So first up we have the Galaxy S3. Works fully good with no issues. Actually it has some like tiny cracks, but you can't really feel it or anything besides the top one up here. But I still like it because I've been wanting like another S3 for ages, because I used to have an S3 as like a long time ago when I was a kid. I mean, I found one in the Target bin like early this year, but that one's like is like cracked. But I also found like an S3 mini, but sadly the touch didn't work on that. The S3 mini. But yeah, actually, I might want to get an S3 mini again someday, because the S3 mini is actually really cool. This is a regular S3. The regular S3 is also really cool. Next up we have is a Galaxy S4. Works fully good with no issues. I've seen this nice case. Next up, we have the Galaxy S5. This works fully good with no issues. This phone is black, but it has a blue cover, but it's still pretty cool. To be honest, my favorite color for the S5 is white and blue. I mean, the S4 and S3 does have red colors too, but for the S5, I like white and blue. Black is cool for it too, but it's too common. Next up, we have the Galaxy S6. Works fully good with no issues. Unfortunately, the battery life on this one is like not that good, but other than that, it works fully good. Next up is an S7, Galaxy S7, works fully good with no issues. Over here, have a Galaxy Note 3, works fully good with no issues. Galaxy Note 4, works fully good with no issues. Galaxy Note 10 Plus, this is one of my best Android phones I have. Oh wait, I have it on. But yeah, this phone's also 256GB. Oh, I had a case for this, but the case unfortunately broke. It was like some cheap case from Five Below. Oh well. But yeah, next up is the Moto X4. Works fully good with no issues. This is actually a really nice phone. And it's also in like really good condition. Actually, this phone, I've actually like never dropped this before over owning it. And usually for like phones that without cases, they can feel slippery in your hand and they can like, and you can drop them easily and stuff. But this one, I've not dropped this before. Next up, we have is a Galaxy J3 2016. Works fully good with no issues. And we have a Pixel 3. Okay, I don't want to turn too much on in case. Works really good with no issues. The battery's just not that good on it. Alright, over here we have is a Moto G first gen. I have two of these and both of these work. And I have a Moto E second gen. Works fully good with no issues. I don't know what the part that, but yeah, it works. And then we have like 4 dumb phones here. They all work. So yeah, moving on to the iPads. Okay, here we have it an iPad 2, 16GB, works fully good with no issues. Storage is almost full for some reason. Hang on. Never mind, it's been a bit glitchy. Okay, next up is a Y iPad 2. Works fully good with no issues. This one's also 16GB. I actually bought this thing because I wanted like a Y iPad 2. I mean, I've had a few before, but those are just either broken or like and stuff. But yeah, this one fully works. Next up, we have an iPad 3, 64GB black, works fully good with no issues. Actually, I might do like a comparison video between the iPad 2 and 3. I don't know why, but this iPad 2 I have here is having a bit of glitches. Maybe it's just the storage system. Alright, next up we have an iPad 4, 16GB wide. Oh, I put Elsa on the back because I was like bored and stuff. I actually had this one like about a year. It works. We have an iPad Mini 2. Works fully good with no issues. iPad Mini 4. Oh, by the way, the Mini 2 is 32GB. The Mini 4 is 128GB. Here we have is an iPad Air 2. Works fully good with no issues. It still has charge. Wow. But yeah, it works. $128GB. iPad 6, Space Gray, 128GB, and my main personal iPad here. My iPad 9th gen 256 gigabyte works fully good with no issues. So that's about it, guys. I mean, I won't be including any like device boxes or like accessories and stuff, because otherwise that'll be too much to do. So I mean, I do have stuff like my main PC over here that I use for that I use. I have an Xbox and a Switch, but those are like consoles, and I'm just including like my collection of phones and iPads I have. So anyways, with that being said, hope you guys like this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, comment for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.